Greetings pimps. Today I will be telling you all the practically unheard of story of the 1991 Price is Right killer. Over the decades since the occurrence of this tragedy, it has more or less been forgotten by those who were alive back then as well as time itself. Now before I begin the tale, I would suggest listening to this video on 1.5 times speed, but that is just me. Now we begin our story long ago in the distant year of 1991. For some of you it may be a year filled with fond memories. For me personally, I wasn't born yet, but I digress. We are all familiar with the television show The Price is Right. All too many a day off from school due to illness was filled with Drew Carey, or for those older viewers, Bob Barker, giving away prizes to those lucky contestants. Most of us in our childhoods likely dreamed of playing Plinko on the big stage one day, winning a stack of cash after sending the chips tumbling down into the slots, aiming for the 10 grand spot in the middle. For our unfortunate subject of this report, however, it was the last moment of joy they ever got to experience. The tale begins in late November of the year 1991. A normal day in the Price is Right studio is beginning as potential contestants lined up to give it their best shot at getting selected to get a chance to bid in the day's show. Perhaps even get to win a prize up on stage. The man whose life in this tragedy was about to occur was named Benjamin. Most would likely call him Ben for short, but he was one to write out his full name on the contestant tag. All potential winners wear. Not much is known about the home life of Benjamin, as with most contestants, but as for the episode, not only did it air, but it is still available to watch on the Price is Right archive on their website. There is, as one might expect, no foul footage present in the taping. However, there is an eerie feeling about the clips of him in particular. Almost as if everyone on stage knew what was undoubtedly about to occur. It plays out exactly like any other episode of the well-revered game show, with contestants winning various prizes. In fact, the woman who went up on stage directly before Benjamin won a brand new car, one of the top prizes on the show. Benjamin gets called down to contestants' row, where they must bid the closest without going over on the price of a random prize, usually fairly low in value. Benjamin, using up the last of his life's luck, not only got the bid exactly correct, but was about to win the best payout ever won on Plinko. To the bewilderment of Bob Barker and the entire audience watching, he was able to not only win every available chip, but land all 5 of them into the dead center slot, winning a grand total of $50,000. The clip is quite fascinating to watch, as one could only imagine such a thing happening in their own life. You will, however, find a curious anomaly that if you look up a list of the highest Plinko winners in Price is Right history, Benjamin's name will not appear on the list. This is one reason why it is so odd that The Price is Right has the ability to watch the clip out in the open, albeit an obscure, not readily accessible part of their official website. The show continues on as normal, getting to the spin-off, where contestants spin a wheel trying to get as close to $1 without going over as possible. Benjamin's luck has seemingly ran out, as he only managed to spin a grand total of 45 cents on the wheel. However, his luck was about to get even worse. A man before his last moments on Earth can be seen walking off the stage after the next contestant beat his score on the first spin with 85 cents. Perhaps had his luck remained, his tragic story would not have befallen him. Benjamin doesn't look too discouraged as one gets the final glimpse of him before walking off camera, as he had still won a large sum of money even after taxes. The rest of our tale is going off of the police report, which is open to be read by the public. As Benjamin was walking backstage, as all losers of the spin-off do, he was seen on security camera footage walking into the office where contestants can claim their prizes. Most people are aware that Price is Right contestants must pay taxes on their winnings, but a lesser known fact is they must pay these taxes before leaving the studio. Benjamin collected his check, which amounted to significantly less than the 50 grand winnings due to said taxes being taken out, but he is seen gleefully walking down the hallway towards the exit of the building. Sadly, Benjamin was about to make the fatal mistake of stopping into the restroom, which is on the left side of a long hallway, just before the exit doors at the very end of the hall. The police report is not able to confirm what exactly happened in the restroom of the Price is Right studio on that afternoon of November 19, 91, as there were no cameras installed in the restrooms. However, multiple people can be seen leaving the restroom after Benjamin entered. Benjamin, as one might have guessed it, was found stabbed to death in one of the stalls a few hours later by a maintenance worker. The grisly details of his final moments are not known, but strangely enough the perpetrator did not take the check from Benjamin's body, likely realizing that they would be traced if they were to ever attempt to cash the Price is Right check at a bank or ATM, if they even knew he had it on him at all, as they did not even take his wallet or any belongings. As far as I can tell from the police report, the Price is Right killer of 1991 has never been caught and may still be out there lurking in the shadows. No mention of the incident was ever made on the show or any Price is Right related website. In fact, it barely made the news, as I could not find but one article speaking of it, as well as the police report. And why would there be? As social media was not really a thing back then, and no multi-million-dollar show in their right mind would come out and say one of their contestants was murdered on their property while the show was being filmed. Nonetheless, the sad tale of Benjamin has come to an end, but the lore of the 1991 Price is Right killer lives on. If you ever manage to visit the Price is Right studio and take a walk down one of the backstage halls, you might just come across the restroom where Benjamin was murdered all the way back in November of 1991. Perhaps one may even hear the final screams, him echoing on the walls, forever etched in the memory of those unlucky enough to hear this tale. And if you glance up around the ceiling inside the restroom, you will notice they now have cameras installed, all because of the murder that took place in their studio all those years ago. Perhaps if they had been there before, a better shot of the killer's face could have been seen, but I digress, as there is nothing we can do about the past besides attempt to make our future better. That is the story of the Price is Right killer of 1991. I hope you all enjoyed listening to this grim tale. Perhaps one may think of it next time they recall their childhood memories of watching the Price is Right while homesick from school. Anyways, pimps, we out.